This place is cursed.
Oh my god.
I've arrived in the French village, the French martyred village, as they call it, of Oradur Sur Glane. It's a village that, at the very tail end of the Second World War, was the victim of a huge atrocity by Nazi Germany. 663 people within this village were massacred, shot, burnt alive, men, women, children. And the people of the village who'd survived, who were mostly actually people who were at war, when they returned to the village, they didn't want it to be, you know, put back together, paved over, and everything to be forgotten about. So instead, the village has remained exactly as it is. And work goes on all the time to maintain and ensure that it stays exactly as it was left after that incident. And this is where they found the body of Mr. Oradur. I'll show you where he worked in a second. The reason that all the buildings are destroyed is because they set fire to them with people inside them. All the timbers would have burnt away and the buildings collapsed. And this is what you've got left. And this was the garage, as you can tell from all the signs. The church that we were just in, that's where the women and children were brought, and that's where they were killed. That was pretty dark, if I'm completely honest. But as far as memorials go, I think that's the absolute best way that those people could have been memorialised, because you can see where they lived, where they worked, and unfortunately, where they were killed. And it really sort of hits home. Hi there. Are you English?
Yeah, how's it going?
Haven't.
Are you from around here then?
No, God, no. No. I'm just travelling. I couldn't afford a van, so I got a slightly big car instead. Mont du Michel. But basically, you've been there, yeah.
It's amazing.
Isn't it? Absolutely, it's stunning. Yeah.
So where are you staying tonight?
I don't know. So I'm probably not here. No, I'm heading down to Marseille, and then Monaco, and then Italy, and then Greece.
Are you going to San Remo?
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah,
we're
that's the
gonna
plan.
go there.
Yeah, that's the plan.
You're at Cambridge University?
I was a long time ago. Yeah, I was a long time ago. It's just an old. I'm back. So I've just looked at Marseille on Waze, and it's an 8-hour drive. So we're not going to make it today, and probably not even tomorrow. I'll break that drive up and just try and find cool things between here and Marseille that we can stop and take a look at. I'm not really in any rush, so we'll see what we find. Maybe some castles, maybe some nice chateaus, some nice buildings, some nice wildlife. It's 5 o'clock now, and I really do want to get to a shop. So I think what I'll do is find the nearest Intermarché, get some food, get some fuel, drive a few hours towards Marseille, and then just find somewhere nice to sleep. Fairly simple. At least it should have been fairly simple, but as you'll find out in this video, I've got the amazing ability to take the simple and easy and make it hard and complicated. So I've lost my wallet. I stopped to get one of these stupid baguette things, and I couldn't find it, and I pulled everything out the car. People are going to think I made this up. It had fallen down into one of the side compartments of the door. I'll show you later. Oh no. Oh, you can't read that. Communication impossible. No. Mate, I've never been so confused by a vending machine. You're kidding me. So after all of that stress, I can't even get a baguette. This place is cursed. I was going to stop as well and take a look. There's a 12th century abbey, but do you know what? I don't care anymore. Let's get the out of here. Oh, that's not good. This drive is turning out to be equal measures beautiful and treacherous. I'm very laser focused right now on my driving. I just filled the car up with premium fuel. I don't know why, but there's really no need. I think I was just sort of proud of her for getting through the hills so she can drink on something a little bit nicer today. God, this place is like a maze. Right, onwards. I'm 3.5 hours away from Avignon. Avignon is another city that's on the south coast of France, not too far away from Marseille. We're still going to go to Marseille, but I thought, why not? Why not check it out? It's got a place called the Palace of Popes, which is pretty cool. So we'll go and take a look at that. Right, I've got some good news and some less good news. The good news is I finished editing the last video, so that's great. The bad news, well, I'll show you the bad news now. Yes, I've got a flat battery. Why do I have a flat battery when all I've done is park here for a few hours? Because I left the lights on. I do have a power pack for like jump starting the car, but of course, unlike a sensible person who would just leave it in an easy to grab place, I've got mine in the boot underneath, well, where I live. It's kind of in the basement, so I'm gonna need to go and pull that out now. Small wins from small, admittedly self-inflicted defeats. But it's charging and I'm just going to leave the car to run for 10 minutes or so. It's a little bit windy, but I've just stopped to kind of soak in the atmosphere and the beauty of this place. Let me show you. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I've arrived in the small town of Nimes, or Nimes I think, because I'm reliably informed there's a Starbucks and hopefully it's got good Wi-Fi. Well, Nimes does have a Starbucks and they do have excellent Wi-Fi, and it also has a lot more than that. Mission successful, managed to get that video uploaded. It took about an hour and a half, I want to say, for a 20 gigabyte video, which is pretty good. I think that's probably the fastest Wi-Fi I've found out here, so I'll be attacking Starbucks even more in the future. Also, the staff in there were very sweet to me, and they spoke much better English than I speak French, so yeah, it was good. Now it's just onwards to Avignon. What on earth is that? Well, now I need to find parking again. It looks Roman. It looks like a Colosseum, or like an amphitheatre. Whoa, that's cool. That's very cool. Oh, come on. There's got to be a space somewhere here. I haven't got the foggiest clue what's going on there. Either there's going to be a fight to the death, or it's some kind of reenactment. Yeah, it's closed, unfortunately, for a spectacle, he said. I guess that's kind of like a reenactment or an event, which is probably what we saw everyone there doing. Still, we can get some kind of look at it. I've got a serious case of FOMO right now. Imagine if I'd got here a little bit earlier. I didn't think there was anything much to see in Nimes. It's quite a small city. How wrong I was. thinking about putting the drone up, but it seems like a good way to get arrested. It's very, very open and exposed here. That was definitely the ropiest bit of drone footage I've ever filmed. I'm going to hightail it out of here, I think. Tell you what, I am completely stark naked in the French countryside right now. It is all hanging out and it's very cold, but it's quite a nice feeling in a weird way. Whew. Right, almost fully dressed. Just got to get some socks and shoes on. We've done it again. Happy with that. Good morning. It is a beautiful day in the south of France. I am actually, for the first time, living the dream in terms of weather. We just had so much rain for the past, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 days. This is just glorious. You can see it's just this kind of rocky outcrop off the side of the road. But hey, it was super quiet, no bother, nobody else came through. I was able to have a little water bottle shower. Yeah, I've kind of run out of water now. It's a bit silly, but I feel a lot better. So today we're going to head to the Pont du Gard. Saw a ton of signs for this and I was super curious as to what it was as I was leaving Nîmes and heading towards Avignon. I had no idea what the Pont du Gard was. Turns out it's maybe I'll just save the surprise. I'll save the surprise till we get there. You can see what it is when we get there. It's very, very cool. I feel like I'm back on Salisbury Plain. This is not really what I expected from Google Maps. This is obviously not really a road per se. I get that where I'm going to is out of the way, but there is also a main road that gets you most of the way there. Check these two puppers out. What are they doing? Oh, friend, you got to be careful. And he's in front of me. Hello. 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 Oh, you're an older boy. Oh. I know that was a little bit bizarre and they are someone's dogs. I do appreciate that, but I couldn't help it. I'm sure they won't mind. The dogs seemed happy, so. If these were the only roads around my house, I would not be paying my council tax. But what's crazy is this is a road and people do live along here. Jesus. God, it's like doing Land Rover SDC. This is not really a road for the faint-hearted.
Oh my God.
It probably will get up there, but not today. Not today. That's just, I don't know, I really don't want to risk damaging the car. If I was in the UK, I'd be absolutely hooning it up there. But I'm not in the UK and I'm living in my car. For those who are wondering, like, why don't I just hike it in? Yeah, ordinarily I would. We're about 2 kilometers away. It's not a particularly challenging hike, to be honest. The reason that I'm not is because then I'd have to leave the car in a completely unsupervised location with loads and loads of passers-by who are hiking, and the risk of someone breaking in and taking something is just too high. But yeah, these roads, I mean, I'm going back now because that was just completely impractical. I don't really understand, because on Google Maps it makes out like you can get all the way up, and like these roads I'd be fine just pootling along and driving carefully and getting up, but like on Waze these roads don't even exist, not even as like walking trails. So I don't really know. Google Maps has kind of done me dirty here a little bit. Anyway, right, as you've probably worked out, I've wrapped my bangers in and paid €9 for parking. I just couldn't find. I was just driving around. Waze didn't even recognise those little lanes as roads. Man, it was going to be such a good adventure. But hey, do you know what's weird? Where I parked in the car park, it's just full of Mercedes. And then, not Mercedes. Strange. Right, let's go take a look at it. It's actually a 2,000-year-old bridge. It was built here by the ancient Romans. I think they started building it in AD 60. For perspective, Jesus Christ died in AD 33. So this is really from that era, and I think it's absolutely stunning. It's one of the ancient wonders of the world, which is just super, super cool. It was built to transport water from, I didn't realise this, but Nimes, the city we were in yesterday, was an old Roman colony, and it was used to transport water from Nimes to another Roman settlement, the name of which I can't remember. But yeah, what an awesome building, and it's kind of a testament to Roman engineering that 2,000 years later, it's still stood there. I think that's amazing, absolutely amazing. Looks like there's a cave here, full of wailing children by the sounds of it. Prehistoric abbey. I don't know. So I guess, was this carved out then, rather than just being a cave? Look at this geezer, he's got a chair. Amazing. Oh, little stretch. You're putting me to shame. I'm tired.
So am I. Unusual to do philosophy and then join the army.
Well, what are your choices when you've studied philosophy? You can either be... So it's like if A and B, therefore C necessarily.
You do Boolean algebra.
Yeah, yeah, and Arthur Schopenhauer was another one.
Yeah,
Similar to Nietzsche, predecessor to Nietzsche. Yeah.
Yeah, Schopenhauer.
Right, I've got to go. I'm causing a traffic jam. Lovely to meet you. Well, lovely chat with Ian and Joe there. Ian was a physicist, retired physicist. So we engaged in some highbrow discussion of physics, philosophy, the crossing points, as you do. And of course, he's completely not out of breath, extremely fit for a 65 maybe year old man. And I am absolutely blowing. I think he took an easier route up, that's what I'll say. Oh dear, need to get back on the fizz. I had to have a little walk over it, didn't I? Couldn't resist. I'm heading back to the car now for a well-earned ice cold can of Coke, assuming the fridge is still working in this weather. Well, all the Mercedes have gone. I was trying to keep an eye out for all the Mercedes owners, see if I could identify them just by looking at them. Maybe you shouldn't judge like that, but that is a blessed feeling. I think that's one of the coolest things you can go and see. It's an ancient wonder of the world. And I know there's lots and lots of old things out there. I do appreciate that, but not many of them are still fully intact, fully standing. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's got me really excited for Italy and Greece. It really has. Whew. I'm tired though. Tired. Right, well, we're parked up on a little island, kind of in the centre of Avignon. It's quite crazy that there's a parking lot here, but there is. I just need to figure out how to get off the island into the centre of town, and we can go and see the Palace of Popes. Well, over my shoulder, that's the Palace of Popes. That's what we're here to see. So let's get a better look at it. You can see it's like an old Roman fortress. It's amazing. I've breached the old Roman walls. Wasn't too hard, honestly. It's like an ancient Elon Musk strumming his banjo. That is incredible. I couldn't do that. And this is it, the Palace of Popes. Oh, I'm just winding you up. It's behind me, and it is absolutely ginormous. Let's go in. Right, the very nice French lady told me I have to wait 20 minutes before I can come in, so we'll just have a walk around. I didn't know this, but in the 14th century, the Pope was worried about all these rebellions that were happening in Rome. So he literally moved the Vatican here. So this was effectively the Vatican City for about 100 years. So I don't say much because this small chapel, there are people praying inside it, but it's right next to the Palace of Popes, and actually some of the artwork and the paintings on the walls and the ceiling are a lot nicer than the ones you'll find in the Palace of the Popes. Hydrate or die. Now weirdly, the Palace of Popes seems to have kind of airport security. I had my bags checked and I had to scan my little QR code multiple times.
I'll take it all out.
There's a, do you want me to open it? Yep.
Yes, sir.
Drone.
Go with my friend in lock us for put your door.
Sure.
Thank you.
C'est ça le drone?
Ouais. So you just keep that with you, and once
Perfect.
you're done with the tour, you come back here. Exactly. And you ask for it back.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you. Wonderful, thank you very much. Ah,
Thank you.
thanks. This is another really strange place where people aren't really talking very loudly, so if you're just stood there talking to a camera, you kind of just stand out a little bit too much. It's just a little bit too uncomfortable for me, so you'll just have to watch the video, soak it in for the next 30 seconds, and you can listen to me waffle on again later.
Merci beaucoup.
Très bien. If I was the Pope, I'd be fairly happy with that. Oh, what a question. I just got stopped and asked for money, and the problem is, like, I didn't instantly recognise what was going on. So I tumbled my hand into my pocket, praying I pulled out 20 cents. And of course I pulled out €2, and at that point the ship had sailed. So another act of generosity from me, albeit unintentional. Oh, nearly. I don't know what those little white things are, but they just keep going in my eyes and my nose. It's like, it looks like cotton. Oh, horrible. Just looked in the mirror and I can tell I'm going to get a bit of sunburn around my nose and stuff. I did put sun cream on, but that was like 8 hours ago. Ooh, I hate sunburn. Horrible feeling. It's like 5 o'clock-ish, so I'm not going to go to Marseille today. That'll be a tomorrow job. And then it's on to Monaco, and then it's up to Italy. After Italy, for those who are curious, it'll be Slovenia, this is if the car makes it, through Croatia, down to Athens. So that's a hell of a drive. And then back up, and we'll go through some more of mainland Europe. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. It's really cool. It's just amazing when I post a video. Like I'm always worried no one's going to watch it, and in the first couple of hours, like nobody does, and then usually a couple of days later, there's like 100 or 200 people who've watched it. It's just a great feeling, and people who leave comments, obviously I always reply to them, but it's just it just makes me really happy. So thank you for. If you're still watching at this point, then you're probably watching the whole video, and that's just awesome. So I don't know why I'm feeling so emotional. I'm going to get the out of here. See you later. This might be the spot for the night. I don't know. It's fairly good ground. It's relatively level, and it's kind of tucked out the way, but there are quite a few cars parked here. The reason it might be the spot though is the views are just unbelievable, absolutely stunning. I think I'm going to take a little wander up this trail and see if we can get a nice view of the mountain range. Come on, let's go and have a look. We'll come back to that. That is incredible, stunning view. Yeah, park for night. Great app. You've done me a solid here. Better than Google Maps earlier. What a spot. They did say it had a magnificent view. I could climb in there, but I haven't really got any desire to be completely honest. I just ate a sandwich in the car as well, and I feel a bit silly now. I could have just sat up here, eating a sandwich, looking out onto the world. Well, I'm actually going to bounce. I know what you're wondering. You're wondering why on earth would I leave this spot. I read a couple of reviews on Park for Night, and a couple of them mentioned that the police had come in the morning because locals had taken photos of them and sent them to the police or something. I'm sure you're not going to get arrested for something like that, but I don't really need the grief, so I'll find somewhere else. But I'm still glad I came here. It's an amazing view. There's a ton of pollen out here, and I do have hay fever. Not the alliest of allergies, I'll say that, but yeah, it's burning my eyes. If you see me touching my face all the time, it's because my hay fever makes my eyes burn and makes my nose run. It makes my face really tickly. It's hard to describe, but yeah, it's horrible, 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 horrible. It's just like a constant irritation, If anyone else has got hay fever out there, you'll know what I mean. My park up for last night, I wasn't really expecting it to be very busy. It's just like a car park in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, all these people have just shown up, and I was like, and they're all sort of like 70, 65, 70 with hiking poles. So I guess they're all part of some kind of like hiking group who are going probably up those hills. Good for them, honestly. That's incredible. But yeah, I've got to get out of here really. I've come to this sweet little French town just to do a bit of laundry. We'll take a look around though. Maybe I should steal his starter motor. I wonder if he'd miss it. I'm just driving up to a parking spot and it's near a little village called Gourds, and I keep seeing signs saying, most beautiful village, etc, etc. So I'm gonna go and check it out. This might be real life clickbait, I don't know. I may be getting clickbaited by road signs, we'll see. That geezer's had my eyes out. I was looking for somewhere to park and he just pointed me towards the exit. €4.2 million. Don't get me wrong, it is very nice, but 4.2 million euros. I guess it depends on what the place is, but what a cool spot. It was on the Park for Night app again. I'm quite happy with it, probably because it's the first time I've been able to sit in a place with a bit of shade as you can see. Yeah, it's decent. The temperature here is so much cooler. It's been really warm all day. The thing that scares me a little bit, right, is that I say it's been warm all day, especially in the car. It's been 22 degrees. So what happens when it gets to 30, 32, 33, 35? That could get a bit emotional. Because unlike vans, this doesn't have any insulation. So if you're living in a van, you've probably got insulation throughout the vehicle to keep some of the heat out. Anyway, I'm just idling the vehicle a little bit now, letting it cool down. I don't know if that's actually a thing. The REME chap will let me know. But yeah, and I'm also using the alternator to put a bit more charge into the power bank. I've got quite a lot of editing to do. I think I'm going to end the video here. At least I thought I'd end the video there, and then this happened. So I've just finished editing the last video, which sounds like it's good news, but it's not, because I've also cracked the screen of my laptop. It's completely black, it won't come on. I don't know, I guess if you see this ever, then I managed to find some way of fixing it. I mean, it's not going to stop me travelling, but it's probably going to stop me producing videos.